Okay, so in this tutorial we're gonna continue from where we carried off, where we modeled our stuff, and now we're gonna go into UV mapping. Again, that's called UV mapping. And at the same time, we'll go over little other things like layers and yeah, stuff like that. Okay, so here I am. I'm in my 4-panel view. Again, that's basically if you're in this view, which is the perspective, just hit the space bar and here's our 4-panel view again. One of the things I want to do is go over layers over here. Again, this is right underneath your channel box right here. Sometimes you might be having your attribute editor instead open, or sometimes you might have your modeling toolkit menu open. So just look over here, you'll see these other tabs. So make sure you're on the channel box / layer editor tab. Alright, so underneath here it says here display and this other tab called anim for animation. We're not going to mess with that. We're going to mess with the display. Okay, so what I want to do is put things on their own layers just like in Photoshop, and I'm going to lock them. So here's my reference, our image plane that we used back in lesson 1, I believe. So I grabbed it and I'm going to go down here. You see these little icons. I'm gonna click on this one right here, create a new layer and assign selected objects. So I'm gonna click that, and what that did was we made my image plane go into that layer 1. Okay, then I'm gonna double click here and that's gonna pop up this menu called edit layer. I'm just gonna name it image underscore plane. Okay, and I'm just gonna name it. Make sure you have an underscore for anything that requires a space, and hit save. And now I'm gonna click in here. It says your template or R for reference or nothing. I'm just gonna leave it as R for reference, and I'm gonna check here. This V is for visibility. I'm gonna turn that off. So I'm gonna get rid of it for now because I don't need it. But maybe later on I might, but I'm just hiding it. So that's your layer system. Next thing I want to do is let's do some basic UV mapping. So I have my polygon selected here, and I'm gonna go up here. We're under modeling, so we don't need to change anything. I'm gonna go to UV over here, right over here. Click on that, and you have all this other stuff going on. All I want you to do is go to automatic. Okay, and here's this little option box. I want you to check that. And it says here polygon automatic mapping options. I want you to go to edit, reset settings just in case, and don't touch anything else except for, let's click on less distortion. Okay, you don't really need to know why. Less distortion means you'll see when you have to do it in order to see and understand it, basically. So just less distortion. Make sure the planes are set to 6, and everything else just leave alone. Don't mess with anything else. Don't give yourself a headache. And hit project, and it's gone. But now you see something weird going on. Don't touch anything. All I want you to do is zoom out with the Alt button holding and the right mouse button pressing, holding and dragging, so we zoom out. So I'll explain what this is. I'm gonna hit the space bar, so we're in just one large viewport. So basically what happened here is that this object is being projected from the top from the bottom, from this side, and this side, and this side, and this side. And what it is projecting is it's projecting 3D information. It's giving a skin to your object, like unfolding. Let's say you have a box and you unfold it, and you have the sides of your cardboard box. It's almost like the same thing, kind of. So I'm going to hit 5, where's the 6? Shading. Okay, it's not here. So we have that going on, and we have here inputs, poly auto project 1. Okay, so this is our information. Then one main thing I want to show you is under UV editor. So before we used the automatic to set what we call automatic projection. Now we're going to go into the UV editor. I'm going to click on that. Okay, or better yet, forget that. Let's go to panels. Okay, our panels. Go to layouts. Okay, so that's panels, layouts, 2 panes side by side. Okay, so here's our original perspective, and now under this one, for our second pane, we're gonna go to panels, panel, and I'm gonna choose all the way down here UV editor, this one. So what that did was it made projections. Okay, and I'm gonna go to UV set checker map. So, and there you go. So what it did was it made a checker map. I hit F to focus. It made a checker map of our polygon object. So that's a nice checkerboard. Okay, so that's first example of UV mapping, and that's the end of this lesson. We're going to do the next one and the one after that.